What's happening, everybody, and welcome to the Gaming Outsider Podcast. This week, we're discussing the peripheral from the 90s that a lot of us old-timers definitely used, the Game Genie. We'll also check in with our community to see how many of them also have back pain. We'll also discuss the week's news, which includes Sony's State of Play on 007 First Light, the upcoming James Bond game. You'll also hear impressions of Hollow Knight, Silksong, Katanaut, Trails in the Sky, and Super Pinball Adventure. This is the Gaming Outsider. Greetings, programs, and welcome to the Gaming Outsider, a video game podcast with a focus on our incredible community, which can be found at a number of places, including thegamingoutsider.com, our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/thegocast, and even our Discord server. You can find a link for it in the show notes of this very episode. It's Monday, September 8th. I'm your host, Scott Clark, and joining me are my good friends, Mr. Zach Parkinson. What's up, man?
Scott, are you excited for Tron Ares?
No, I cannot get excited for that movie, dude.
Oh, man, you're introducing us as programs every week.
I know, but I love the first one so much, and I really like the second one, and I just cannot get excited for this one. But I know someone who is. Mr. Chris Behrensmeyer, how are you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm excited.
I mean, I'm gonna watch it. It's not like
get to touch Jared Leto on the TV screen again. You know,
I feel like he's definitely a turnoff.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That's the one thing that is unfortunately not doing it for me.
And here's the bummer is I think they're coming up with some really cool ideas.
The idea of like bringing Tron into the real world. That's smart.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking like visually. Some of the things that they're having like instead of it being light cycles that have like the bikes with the thing behind them, they've actually got flying vehicles that are doing that now. That's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a car being split in half with a thing, which why was that never done in either of the other two movies?
There's no cars in the grid.
They did in the last one.
Did they? They split a whole car like right down the middle?
No. Well, they didn't do that, but they had things that fly and created the ribbons.
I don't remember. It's been a while. It's been a minute since
back
I saw
half
that
of the movie.
Oh, is that why? Okay. Anyway, I don't get it. Like they've made a super soldier program, and he goes rogue or something. I don't know what's going on. I hope I'm wrong. I think the recognizers look cool, but
the problem is it's starting to feel too much like Matrix Revolutions.
Oh man, that's a dirty word in some parts. I like Revolutions,
but there was that push where it's like, oh look, Smith escapes and is in the real world, and I'm like,
So the third movie rules, right? We agree. Matrix 3, great movie.
I enjoyed it. It was not my favorite. It's really hard to top that first one.
Matrix Revolutions Reloaded is the second one.
Right. I'm saying the third movie. The movie's great. The whole trilogy is great. Okay. All bangers, 3 for 3.
Animatrix was not so good.
What?
Parts of it were great.
Yeah.
Fourth one, I guess probably.
The fourth one, no. That's not even a movie. That doesn't exist.
I don't count it. I saw it once and I was really hyped.
Remember
how hyped we were for that when they had the blue pill and the red pill like website when they announced it. I was like, yes, this is happening. And
Neil Patrick Harris it.
I never watched it a second time. I wonder if I should go back and watch it again.
Don't.
I think
I tried.
I have not seen it a second time. I'm a huge Matrix guy, but I feel like that is a movie that will be very well served by a second viewing, actually, because your expectations are properly set for what it is.
I couldn't make it through it.
I finish it.
No. I watched it the first time and I was like, maybe this will get better with the second viewing. I made it about 30 minutes in. I'm like, dude, this is awful. And I just shut it off and I haven't gone back.
Interesting.
I love here we are on the Gaming Outsider. But the problem with the Matrix Revolutions is what was the last one called?
Revolution. Oh, what was the last one called? Reloaded?
Resurrections.
Resurrection.
Yeah, it was like the first half was like, I don't know, it felt like two different movies. Like the first half felt like an experiment with the Matrix, and then the second half was like, but also we need to make a Matrix movie at some point.
Yeah.
It counts. Yeah. It counts because he becomes a programmer and he's making a video game. So it's technically a video game movie.
That's true.
That is true. So what's interesting is going back to Tron Ares. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I believe it comes out the weekend of R2V2. Like it comes out that Friday. So Brandon Smith, who's actually coming to our 2v2, like reached out to me. He's like, "So we got to go see Toronto Aries the night before." I was like, "First off, I'm probably gonna be busy."
I imagine, yeah.
But I also told him, I said, "Dude, I just cannot get excited about that movie." I was like, "Have you seen the trailer?" And he's like, "No, I haven't." And don't say anything. I was like, "I won't." But so he's gonna go into that movie blind.
I just wanted Flynn Lives, man.
Well, we'll see what's gonna happen. But
it's got a little bit of that Jurassic World energy where they're like, let's make velociraptors into super soldiers.
Right.
God, yeah. Like now you're just nosediving it for me.
I'm sorry. I like Jurassic World.
Go away. I like the original is the best.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you can't top that. But we are slowly turning into a movie podcast, so let's talk about some video games.
Yeah, Zach, the Hollywood Outsiders gonna get mad.
I know, right? What have you been catching up on?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I decided to play through the campaign, Gears of War Reloaded.
All the way through, huh?
Yeah, because it's only like a 5-hour game or so. And hey, that game's really good.
Isn't it crazy how like those games seemed way longer when we were younger?
Well, it's because that was the average length of a action game back then, you know?
Yeah.
Like there was nothing, and we didn't complain about it, did we?
No, we did not.
We played through a 6-hour game, had a good time, and you know what sometimes we would do? Play it again.
Mm-hmm.
What are the odds? Anyway, I feel like I played the first Gears of War campaign a lot. Because it was all the rage when it came out, and everybody wanted to do a co-op playthrough and all that stuff. Hey, it's very good. It was interesting revisiting it because I feel like I remember more of the world building in the first game, but I was wrong.
Yeah,
like you don't even hear about Jacinto or anything, right? No? It's just very focused on dropping the one bomb.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the whole game.
2 is way more of the world building, if I remember correctly.
Right, which is why right after I finished Gears 1, I booted up Gears of War 2 and played some of that campaign.
Because it's not remastered, but it does up-res it for Xbox Series, right?
Yes, which is funny because the pre-rendered cutscenes look like garbage, and then the in-game anything in-game looks amazing.
I had the same thing. I noticed that when I was playing through that with Joel, who's never played it before. I was like, dude, this is what it used to look like, and now the gameplay is what it looks like now.
Yeah, is that weird? But it's interesting the Xbox just kind of auto does it. So it feels like you are playing a remaster.
It does.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot more gameplay options Gears of War 2, huh? Taking like human hostages or shields, as it were.
I never did that.
Oh, it's fun. It's fun.
I mean, I never it never became part of my regular repertoire of playing.
It's certainly not regular. I use it for mostly taking down those Cantus, like the chanting guys who pick people up.
Oh yeah,
that's good. It's good to rush them with one of the guys you knock down.
Gotcha. Good call.
Anyway, so Gears.
I just remember the opening of Gears 2. Just it somehow felt way more epic than the entirety of the last game.
Yeah, that's my biggest takeaway with the few hours I've played of Gears of War 2 is like, oh, this is where all the storytelling I remember is in the big moments, and like the derricks, the giant derricks are taking the drill straight into the hollow.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty sweet, man. Gears of War 2 rules.
But I mean, like while the opening credits are going, there's just like Brumacs everywhere. It's just like an actual like war battlefield. Did you get to the worm yet? That was a big standout for me in Gears 2.
Yeah, in the worm,
like waist deep in worm goo. Oh, that was just so freaking cool.
They kill Carmine about 4 different times.
in just that one game?
In that one section, he gets like shot, then eaten, then acided. It's pretty brutal.
Did the joke start there, or did the joke start in 1? He got killed in 1.
Well, he got killed in 1. The joke started in 2, and then there was the whole campaign to save or kill Carmine in 3.
Right. Yeah, 2. There's only like 1 or 2 nods to it, like Dom saying, like Carmine saying, "This is why I wear a helmet, is to filter out all the debris," and then Dom saying, like, "Well, you can't see snipers too well though with it, huh?" Just kind of rude. Man's brother died that way,
right?
But in the third game, I feel like they really ratcheted it up, like they did a lot of fake out Carmine deaths. I want to say,
yeah,
which is fun. Anyway, I'll probably have to keep playing that. I only played 3 the one time. I think.
Oh really? I played it through twice now because again, I played it through the one time and then I played it through with Joel recently. Is 3 where it starts doing 4-player co-op, or is that available in 2?
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
Yeah. And then Judgment.
Ugh.
I still have Judgment.
I didn't like Judgment. I'm still waiting for 6, man.
I mean, we're gonna get first
one. E-Day to get through first, right?
Yeah,
I know.
Didn't 5 leave off on a cliffhanger though?
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you think are they afraid of Gears of War 6 because they have you make a big decision at the end of Gears 5?
I think that's part of it. Is like you're gonna have to have 2 narrative paths.
I think that I think they should just pick one. Didn't that game also not have a 5th act like all the other Gears of War games?
Yeah, it just ended very abruptly with that decision, and you're like,
so weird. Yeah, why put the decision in if you're gonna be so afraid of it?
Because they were so focused on the open world aspect.
I mean, that was kind of neat. I remember, did you like pal around with Marcus, old man Marcus, when you're Kate exploring a little open world area? That's kind of fun.
Well, that and just this little sled that you could use.
I was saying, it was like a sand sled or something that I remember.
Yeah, I think there was a sand and a snow one, right? Two different areas.
Yep.
Man, Gears of War is a pretty good series, huh?
I remember playing Gears 5 at Zach. This won't mean anything to you, but Open World Gaming when that was still around here. CB.
Oh yeah.
It's like you had like they actually sponsored the very first R2V2, and I dropped a bunch of money to have a bunch of credits stacked up there, so I could just go there and play games. And
kind of want to buy their sign.
Is it still available?
It's still there.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, the sign is still on the building.
Oh, I drive by that was driving by that like every day. I did not see the sign, but
how's Crazy Penguin doing up in Rockford?
Oh God, I wish that was. It's funny that you mentioned that because I played Gears of War 3 at Crazy Penguin.
I played a Gears tournament there as well. Yeah.
I've never been to Crazy Penguin.
I played through Halo 3 on launch day at Crazy Penguin.
Nice.
Man, launch days. I remember Gears 3. Gears 2.
Launch days with couch co-op friends.
Nothing beat the midnight launch for real.
Yeah, Gears 2. I remember picking up my copy at Circuit City. That's how long ago that was.
Wow.
I still remember picking up some games at Babbage's.
But I remember getting my copy. There was a line of dudes all picking up Gears 2. And I grabbed my copy, turned around and waved at the line and said, "Happy hunting, boys." And then walked out, and they all kind of like waved back at me. Dude, that was so good.
So great. I remember getting Gears of War 3 midnight launch, taking it home and just playing it through like a straight shot.
Mm-hmm.
I think the last midnight launch that I went to was with you, Scott.
What was that? It was at had been a GameStop.
It was a GameStop, but I think it was for Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh, that's probably what it was, because we ran into we had him on the show. I feel awful. I can't remember his name now.
Link?
Remember, we ran into Link. Yes.
But the one kid challenged you to a Smash Brothers match.
No, that was Jacob.
No, he challenged you, and you said, "No thanks." And Jacob's like, "I'll play."
Yeah, that kid was a little hyper.
Scott goes, "No thanks." Literally just turns and gives this kid like the cold shoulder.
But speaking of, Jacob Gunnarsson is not with us tonight.
We got the signatures.
We finally got the signatures. He's not off the show. There is some maintenance being done in his area, and he could not get his internet in a stable function, so he will not be joining us tonight. Hopefully, he's listening live, so he can hear us talk smack about him.
Well, he doesn't have the internet. He can't listen in.
He can watch on his phone.
Nor could he play the Division 2 like I do.
I love that you've been talking about that for like 3 weeks, and I still haven't made time to play with you.
I love it. I think I can say I love the Division 2.
What are you playing it on?
PS4. I'm sorry to say. I know you guys are all Xbox people.
Oh, that's right. We talked about that. It doesn't have crossplay.
I assumed it did.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like I didn't even think to check. But it doesn't matter. The game rules. I got the deal. I got the expansions procured.
I'm probably just going to wait for Division 3 at this point, and I'm going to jump in.
Oh, I'll be there.
Because man,
I feel like you probably got 5 to 6 years of waiting would be my guess. Right?
I think it's slotted in like a year and a half to 2 years.
That was a very alerted noise you just made. Like,
there's no way the Division 3 is coming out in 2 years.
I mean, it's a Tom Clancy game. They can smash those things out in like 6 months.
They can. But I don't think they would be like rebuilding the content roadmap of the Division 2 if the Division 3 was around the corner.
Have you not seen the state of games these days? Launch, crash.
Oh, I'm aware.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying games, man. It's been an interesting week adjusting to getting back to work for me. I feel like I have no time, but what do you guys say we go ahead and jump into the week's news?
Sure.
Would you believe it? Call of Duty is headed to the big screen. Yes, you heard that correctly. Also, PlayStation's latest state of play was all about Bond. We'll talk about that, I'm sure. Amazon has found its Lara Croft officially. Well, I guess we've known for a while, but it's either we've known or we're pretty sure. Anyway,
she was rumored.
It always was rumored.
Yeah.
And then lastly, Hollow Knight Silksong is a sensation. Who knew? CB, what would you like to talk about this week, sir?
I kind of would like to talk about how Amazon has supposedly found its Lara Croft.
All right, go for it.
So Sophie Turner, Game of Thrones, Sansa Stark herself.
Mm-hmm.
She's supposedly going to be the new Lara Croft. They're supposedly going to start. Well,
they say no supposed about it.
They've announced it. They're going to begin shooting in January. I don't know why we just couldn't continue down the Alicia Vikander line.
I really don't understand that either. I thought she was great.
Dude, I wanted, after that little stinger at the end with, I believe it was Nick Frost.
It was, yeah.
I don't remember that. What happened?
She goes back to the pawn shop.
She buys a pistol.
She buys
a second pistol.
She buys
I'll take two
pistols.
Yeah, that's what she says.
Yeah.
What did happen? Because they announced the sequel.
And it never got made.
Just got in development hell, huh?
Yeah. Well, I think it was. God, when was the first Alicia Vikander? What, 2016-ish?
2018.
Oh, so yeah, I know what happened. COVID.
I'm sure that messed things up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did first one did well, didn't it?
Yeah.
It had Walton Goggins. How bad could it do?
I mean, at the box office, it did well.
No, I know.
Did surprisingly well.
Yeah.
It was a fun movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I got to ask you though, Zach, because you are like the biggest Tomb Raider fan I know. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about Sophie Turner taking that?
Well, not the name I would have written down, but I have long since learned you don't judge the casting before you see the results, right?
Right.
I would have expected we all learned the lesson when Heath Ledger was cast as a Joker, and everybody's like the gay cowboy, and then he killed it.
Right.
Yeah.
Bad pun.
There's still a few that you look though, and you're like, there's no way.
My thing is,
but people said that about Robert Pattinson, right? They're like, oh, you're casting Twilight as Batman, and then he absolutely nailed the role. So I'm done judging things before I see them.
That is a very fair thing to say. It's just my difficulty is I know her so much as Sansa, however you want to say it, from Game of Thrones, and all I've ever really seen her in outside of that was when she plays Jean Grey. And I did not like her in that.
Yeah, I didn't see those. So.
I didn't like that very much at all. And
I liked her as Sansa.
I did like her as Sansa. I just don't know how versatile of an actress she is, because all I know her is as Sansa, and I don't really get Lara Croft vibes from what she did in Game of Thrones. But like you said,
she's got an English accent.
Oh, come on. You need a little
there
more.
He is, dude.
So does Zach when he wants to, and he's not going to play Lara Croft.
People were mad at Daniel Craig being cast as James Bond. Like it's just
the blonde
fans get
blonde
mad.
Bond.
James Bond, remember that?
Yep.
That's such a weird thing people got mad about. He can't be James Bond. He's blonde.
I mean, he is the second best Bond.
Wow.
He is the second best Bond. It's true.
I assume Sean Connery is the best.
Sean Connery for me, but I'm willing to bet for Zach it's Pierce.
Oh, it's Pierce.
Pierce is my favorite.
Yeah, he's amazing.
So
I think we've had this conversation. It's the one you like grew up with is the best.
I mean, we could all agree it's not
whoever you saw
George
first.
Lazenby.
He was surprisingly all right. Like, especially when I first saw that movie after its reputation, I was like, oh, he's selling it.
I mean,
that movie's weirdly tragic by the end.
I'll take Lazenby over more.
One of these days, I got to go back and watch a James Bond movie that is not Daniel Craig or Pierce Brosnan, because that has not happened yet.
Just watch them in order.
There's like 30 of them.
Dude, yeah. Doctor No's pretty holds up.
Doctor No and Goldfinger are both.
Okay.
Yeah. Connery obviously did some good ones.
We should get back to Lara Croft though.
Before we transition to Bond.
Yeah.
Yes. So Phoebe Waller-Bridge, director of Fleabag.
I think she's creator and the star, right?
Okay. Creator, writer, and executive producer of the series, co-show running with Chad Hodge of Wayward Pines, which is something I still have yet to watch. In related news, season 2 of Tomb Raider anime will debut on Netflix in December, ending that series. So we're gonna kill one to start anew.
Can't have too many Laras out there, I guess.
Yeah.
And again, I mean, there's no way that the three of us are not going to go see this movie, right? Like,
I'll see
TV show, but yeah, I'll be there.
So, I mean, I like my TV shows lately. So, and you know what? I feel that Amazon is probably the one that can actually handle a video game franchise and do it well.
Is this off of Fallout's reputation?
Yes. So,
well, it's great. Yeah. Can't deny. Much better than I thought it would be.
So yeah, I feel that they're probably the ones that I'm like, you know what? I feel good leaving this in your hands. Do the thing.
Wait a minute. Aren't you like in the middle of watching Alien on Hulu?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Prime as well. No,
it is Hulu.
Yeah.
But this is something completely different. We'll talk about that at the end of the show.
Okay. Zach, what story would you like to talk about?
Bond, baby.
Yeah.
Yep.
Zach has texted me more times about this game this week.
I'm pretty excited, dude.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, as suspected, Patrick Gibson will be starring as Britain's favorite secret agent. That's an Irish lad. IO Interactive showed off more than 30 minutes of gameplay footage. They showed off that there's multiple ways to approach areas, because there's going to be a mix of more openish sort of Hitman style levels and then more traditional linear action adventure levels and set pieces. I was surprised to see that it has a release date, March 27th.
Mm-hmm.
Coming out on PS5, Xbox Series console, Switch 2, and PC. And then there is a patently absurd $300 collector's edition that comes with a golden gun. I know
somebody who pre-ordered one.
You know someone, or we know someone?
We know someone. It's the second collector's edition I've pre-ordered in the last 2 months.
What's the other one?
Hellraiser.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Dude, it comes with the Lament cube. I was like, I must have. Well, the Lament configuration.
Jacob wants to know if it includes the game.
Jacob Gunderson in the chat wants to know if it includes the game. It does include the game, contrary to a lot of modern collector's editions. Perhaps it is because IO is publishing it themselves. Yes. Maybe that makes a difference. Well, anyway, dude, do you guys watch this footage?
I watched some of it. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I love that they're bringing back we're just going to play this uncut and show you it. It's like the whole first mission, right? Down to the driving. You're driving from A to B, and I think there's a guy talking in the background for a part of it, but mostly it's not. You're just hearing the banter between
talking, right? They even the developers are like, we're just going to show you the game as it is. No narration. They did a little section at the end where they talked over how the mechanics work or whatever, but as for most of the runtime, it's just you watching the game get played, even somewhat rough in spots. Even it felt like an old E3 demo.
I was going to say, I miss those E3 demos. I miss just sitting there watching somebody live playing it and trying to figure out if they are actually playing it live or if it was pre-recorded and they're pretending. That was always a fun game to do during E3. But it was funny watching the driving when you knew it was being controlled by the AI or the computer, and then you know the moment that it's being controlled by a human because it starts veering off the center line, and then he has to park and everything. And I was like,
yeah.
okay, yeah. But yeah, very excited for that game.
It looks less Hitman than I anticipated.
Which is funny because Sean Coates texted me after he watched it. He actually wrote the article about it on our site, and he said that he felt the Hitman influence a great deal, at least in the in the open world section. So
I only played the first of the rebooted trilogy that they did, the World of Assassination, but I don't know. This looked pretty different to me. Much more action oriented, obviously. Felt a lot slicker, I guess would be the word, because he's like in motion, grabbing pool balls off of the table and throwing them at dudes, or he's like picking guns up by kicking it into his hands off the ground. It felt like there was a very big focus on remaining in motion.
Yeah,
which does not feel like the Hitman experience.
Plus, there's one thing that you haven't mentioned yet that you're very excited about.
No skill trees.
No skill trees.
Yeah, they confirmed all the upgrades and gadgets are story oriented and given to Bond at set moments.
In a AAA
modern
game
video, can you believe it?
But
yeah,
I feel that that's actually like fitting of the franchise. Instead of just like, unlock this, unlock that. Like, no, you're given this, you figure it out now.
Well, that's what Bond is, right? At the beginning of every movie, he runs into Q, and Q gives him all of his. This is what you've got for this mission, right?
If this were made by Ubisoft, you'd have to go to Q for a loot box.
Yeah, right.
This is nice. This is very nice. It's very refreshing. I can't wait, dude. I'm stoked. Don't talk to me on March 27th.
All right. Well, I want to talk about Hollow Knight Silksong being the sensation that is. We talked about this last week and just how excited people are for this game. And all 4 major digital storefronts reported issues on release day of this game, with Steam having processing issues, Nintendo eShop going down entirely for 12 minutes because of Silksong. The max was 560,000, just over 560,000 concurrent players at its peak. It was the number 3 game of the day on release and puts it in the top 20 most concurrently played games in Steam history. The game is $20, guys. $20.
Yeah.
Back off, Beyonce. Silksong broke the internet. Just saying.
I mean, well, with that price tag, or alternatively being on Game Pass, really is. If you were excited for it, it would be hard not to talk yourself into playing it right away.
Right. But I mean, this is a concurrent players on Xbox. You know what I mean? That's Steam. That's just Steam. Because you're not playing it through Steam if you're playing on Xbox, right?
Clearly. That's true. You're absolutely right. Yeah. No, I was just saying, like, there is no barrier to entry on Hollow Knight Silksong, or the barrier is very low, rather.
So just off Steam, this game made $11 million on day one.
Split 4 ways, right? There's 4 people that made it.
It's only 4 people on that team?
Yeah, I believe so. 3 or 4.
Oh my goodness. I mean, and that's
the reason it took so long to make.
Right. And that's what they said. So
they started having fun making a game. Good for them.
Very good for them. Well, that is the week's news. Before we move on, I want to remind everybody very quick about the Hollywood Outsider Gaming Outsider Cruise. Check out the link in the show notes for more information. We would love it if you came out to Alaska with us. Also, R2V2 is ramping up. It is rapidly approaching. We are under a month away at this point. What's the date today? The 8th? No, we are just at a month away. And boy, things are heating up. Tables are filling up. The developer booths are filling up. We got a special guest, Paul Niemeyer, who you heard on the episode a couple weeks ago. He's going to be there signing autographs. He's the guy that did the Mortal Kombat logo. And I've got some really cool news. I actually haven't told Zach this, but we have partnered with Fire Department Coffee, who my wife works with. I had nothing to do with it. She actually told me, do not approach Fire Department Coffee and try to get sponsorships. Don't do any of that. And I didn't. But I talked to the guy at this event yesterday, and he's like, hey, do you guys do like gift baskets or something? And long story short, they are providing a bag of Fire Department coffee for the first 400 people that come in the door at R2V2. So put that in perspective. Your ticket for R2V2 costs you $10. A bag of coffee from Fire Department Coffee is more than $10. So you're I feel like those commercials, like for less than the price of a cup of coffee.
Like I say, you'd be stupid not to get a ticket to RTV too.
$10. Come to the convention, get a bag of coffee to take home with you. Come play some VR. Come play some arcade games. Do some shopping. Meet the guy that made the Mortal Kombat logo. And for an extra $5, you can also see a concert. I mean, you don't get much better prices than that. It's going to be awesome. Check it out. thegamingoutsider.com/R2V2. We cannot wait to hear it. Oh, also, everybody also gets a free game of bowling at Don Carter's in their goodie bag.
I want to live in Scott Clark's America.
Yeah, dude.
Let's put this guy in charge.
You get a bag of coffee. You get a bag of coffee.
Yeah.
That's going to be great.
Free with social security number, bag of coffee.
No, we are not going to ask. Don't tell them that.
No, I'm saying if you ran America. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I thought you were saying I was asking for social security numbers for people.
No. I was living in the fantasy land of President Clark.
Oh, no, nobody would vote for me. I get my mom and then 4 other people, and that's it. So
I'd vote for you.
Well, there you go.
I appreciate it. 5 people. All right. All right. Well, with that, we're going to go ahead and move on to the new games that we've been playing in a section we call Games We've Been Playing. Zach, why don't you take over? I've been talking way too much, man.
Grinders rejoice on September 12th when Borderlands 4 comes out on PS5, Xbox Series consoles, and PC. Spooky adventure game Gloomy Eyes, because it has a Burton-esque art style. Comes out on the same day on PS5, Xbox Series consoles, Switch, and PC. And then if you want to skate around on the old rink, hit the ice in EA Sports NHL 26. Go to PS5 and Xbox Series consoles. Later on in the week is September 15th. We have Lego Voyagers, the sort of artsy Annapurna interactive take on Lego. That goes to PS5, PS4, Xbox Series consoles, Switch, and PC. And then we have a first-person horror game, Broken Lore Low, coming to PS5 and Xbox Series consoles. September 16th, long-awaited, perhaps Silksong-esque wait for Skate. It comes to early access on PS5, PS4, Xbox Series consoles, Xbox One, and PC. I feel like we haven't been waiting a while. 2D platformer Parasol Superstars makes its way to PS5, PS4, Xbox Series consoles, Xbox One, and Switch. Pompeii the Legacy. You can build up Pompeii before it gets eviscerated on PC, September 16th. This is I put this on here for Scott Clark. I know he went to Pompeii recently, and it had a transcendent effect on him. September 17th, Deep Rock Galactic Survivors comes to Xbox Series consoles and PC. And then Flickshot Rogues is a roguelike game where you're flicking a character around physics style. Comes to PC September 17th. And then September 18th, we have Arctic Awakening, a first-person walking simulator sort of game. Coming to PS5, Xbox Series consoles, and PC. Hardcore strategy video game Frostpunk 2 comes to PS5 and Xbox Series consoles. Formula Legends racing game comes to PS5, PS4, Xbox Series consoles, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. And then co-op horror game Labyrinthine comes to PS5 and Xbox Series consoles. Scott, I assume you would pick Borderlands 4?
Nope.
If your crew was alive anyway?
Nope. Well, maybe. I don't know. I'm at Tron Ares level of excitement for Borderlands 4, and I can't tell you why. I'm just kind of, I never finished 3. Like I felt like very repetition with 3. But I tell you what I am excited for, and I'm not done with the genre, Deep Rock Galactic Survivors.
Yeah?
I think that looks great with the added element of like chipping away at the walls and collecting whatever is, mining, collecting everything that's in there, throwing that in there with the weapons. I think it looks fun. So yeah, that's what my choice is going to be.
All right, what about you, CB?
Broken Lore.
Okay.
Gives me a little bit of Silent Hill and Fear vibes.
It's good. It could prep you for the upcoming Silent Hill release.
I know. I'm excited. So I wanted to like Formula Legends, but because I love Formula One, but I'm so tired of like kid kart racers, basically.
I mean, Garfield Kart Racing 2 just came out. I think
you can drift, baby.
No.
You can play as Garfield or John or
Odie.
There you go.
Vomit.
All the characters, all your favorite Garfield characters.
Gross. No, make it go away.
As for me, not a fantastic week for my personal interests. I don't know. Lego Voyagers, maybe. Let's get artsy. I'm intrigued by Skate, but I'm scared by what the monetization will no doubt be like.
Yeah.
Because this is supposed to be free to play Skate, right?
Yeah.
But it's in early access right now. So you're not paying for early access, right?
No, but they'll take your money.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Right. But otherwise, yeah, I might check out Skate. I feel like, I grew up in the Tony Hawk era. Skate was a fun competitor.
I've never been able to get into skating games. I tried. I remember when 1+2 came out and I tried to play it, and I played that first level over and over again because I refused to go on until I got all the letters and all the challenges, and I just could not wrap my head around how that game works.
Nothing's better than Skatebird.
Skatebird?
It's a game.
It's Tony Hawk. It's Tony Hawk, but you're a bird on a skateboard.
Yeah, it's a real thing. I think it's a phone game, actually, isn't it? Isn't it a cell phone game?
It was on console.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't even know. I don't know where to move on from this. Remaster Tony Hawk's Underground, please. There we go. That game ruled.
Well, I tell you how we will move on. Zach, I want to talk to you about Trails in the Sky. Looks like you played the first chapter demo on PS5, but you said it had some meat to it for a demo.
Yeah, well, the full game is called Trails in the Sky First Chapter. That's the name of the game.
Oh, I didn't realize that was the whole name of the game.
Yeah,
I put the brackets around the wrong portion of the title. My bad.
Yeah, that's why it's a little bit funny because the original PSP game was Trails in the Sky FC, so I guess they decided to elongate that for some reason. But anyway, yeah, I played the demo. A solid 7 to 8 hours. This demo.
For a demo.
It's pretty substantial. You can transfer your save to the full game when it comes out, which I think is so smart of JRPGs to do.
Except you're going to remember when it finally comes out. When does it come out?
September 19th.
Oh, that's right around the corner then. It's not like months away. We're going to have to relearn the game or get caught up on the story. That works.
But I also played it on PSP only 2 years ago, the original.
I was going to ask, isn't this the series? Because I feel so unfamiliar with this series. Of orders, and this is the series that you're in the middle of.
Yeah, I got to make a chart for you and my wife. She can never follow what I'm saying either. Trails in the Sky, though, is the entry point of the overall 11, 12 game saga. So this is a good way for people to jump in. And I haven't caught up to the most recent releases, but dude, this thing it's so clean compared to the where I'm at right now.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like Falcom got a budget. But you can first of all, seeing a whole, because the PSP game is 2D and top down, or isometric or whatever. And so seeing that whole first area in full 3D is quite mind-boggling. But I still knew where all the alleyways led and stuff, because it's the same exact map. Included there are hidden quests in every Trails game, and there they are in the same spot. Because it's sort of a unique remake, unlike Final Fantasy VII, which is happy to change everything.
Right.
You can't really change anything remaking this game because it's the first game in an 11 game saga. There are games that are going to have to refer to things that happen here, so you can't change things. It's sort of interesting.
That is
also
interesting.
I don't know how many remakes are redone by the same writer and team either.
That's a good point.
So it's pretty unique. Kind of a dream scenario, I imagine, for a lot of fans. But it's super cool. The combat system in Trails is my favorite combat system in JRPGs. But here it is presented in such a fun way that, often when you're fighting scrubs, you have turbo mode on in Trails because it speeds things up 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
But in here, the animations and flow is so good that I never turned it on once. It was just so fun to play. And they have a neat thing where you can start battles in real time, where you just have a attack button you can mash and dodge around and kind of do some light action game stuff. And then at any time you can just press a button to jump into turn-based mode.
So you just on the fly switch it back and forth between action and turn-based.
Yeah, with no load screen or anything. It's pretty impressive, actually. Yeah, well, I guess it's been done in Trails Through Daybreak, I think is where it started. And then Metaphor did it as well. Though Metaphor had a brief load. This is a clean transition. It's pretty interesting.
So you think you're going to pick this one up when it
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, even though you just played through it, like what you said 2 years ago.
I know. I don't. I feel like the only JRPG I've ever really replayed is Final Fantasy IX, but I'm ready to, because FF7 obviously turned out to not be that. But anyway, yeah, no, I'm ready, dude. Like seeing Estelle and Joshua with voices, it's crazy. It's blowing my mind.
So, as someone that's not played this series, and I am apparently still in the world of the year of JRPGs for me, even though I only did 2 Final Fantasy games so far, should I start here?
This is the starting point, yeah, for sure.
I mean, okay.
And they already and it's going to end on a massive cliffhanger. But the president of Falcom already said that they didn't like officially announce that the second chapter is getting remade, but he's like, well, we'd be kind of crazy not to. I think the fans would eat us alive. And considering you've revisited a lot of the areas, I would say that the second chapter is a safe bet, is what I'm saying. So jump in. Don't be afraid. Play Trails. It's going to be wild. I think if you replay this like hot, fresh 2025 slick JRPG, and then you have to jump into Trails from Zero, which was a Vita game back in its day.
Right.
It's gonna be a tough transition.
I just think it's interesting that the demo is 7 to 8 hours. So this has got to be like 100 like a Persona 5 level of JRPG in terms of length.
Yeah, it's intriguing because on PSP I beat it in like 35, 40 hours, which is pretty reasonable. But that was also all text, so I was obviously just reading at my own pace.
Right. Yeah, that's a huge part of it.
But now you're listening to dialogue, and yeah, I feel like that is going to extend it out to like 70, 80 hours. Pretty wild. Anyway, dude, top-notch JRPG. If you like traditional kind of JRPGs, it does the very slow start thing that like PS1 JRPGs would do, where you're just kind of you're like doing little go to the farm and see what the monsters are up to.
Right.
What's happening in these sewers? But the characters are so charming and the world is so interesting, and it's kind of fun going back to where the technology is a little simpler. Like
very cool.
The universe. Anyway, yeah, play it. Everybody, just play
Trails in the Sky, first chapter is the name of the game, and you play the demo.
Right. It's coming to PS5, Switch, and PC. Quick note: I did play the demo on Switch. I don't think that's the recommended platform for this game.
All right, so PS5 it is, or PC.
Yes, but your turn to talk, Scott. You've been playing Super Pinball Adventure because it has pinball in the title, so obviously you had to play it.
Well, yeah, but I did not, believe it or not, I did not seek this game out. I was sitting at home, and all of a sudden I got a random email from the developer of Super Pinball Adventure.
You're being sought out for your pinball expertise.
Apparently, he was given my name by the developer of Pinball Spire. If you remember that game that I reviewed a while ago,
I do.
And he passed off my email to Tom, for the developer of Super Pinball Adventure, and said, "Hi, I'm Tom. I hear you like pinball games. I would like you to check out my game and let me know what you think." So I did.
This feels like a dream come true.
It is. It's digital pinball. So I mean, it's never fair to say this, but I mean, it's hard to top the physics of Pinball FX, but that's not what he's trying to do with Super Pinball Adventure. What he's trying to do is do something fun, and it's scratching for me the itch of, what was it, Kirby's Pinball Land from the Game Boy? Do you remember that game?
Whoa.
Yeah.
You remember that one, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's that kind of energy, but instead of, because if I remember that one, there was like 3 or 4 levels of that. It was still very much a score grab game, but it was all about trying to figure out what to do, what you had to do on each stage. He's taken that concept and broken that down into little mini tables that are just, it's not like progressing like Pinball Spire. They give you a table, they give you an objective, they give you a bunch of check mark things that you need to do in order to get all the objectives, but you don't have to do all the objectives, and just kind of lets you go and figures it out. And then it just does these fun interactive things that feel good. Like, I mean, it sounds simple, but make a tree appear. That's all it says, is make a tree appear and make them fall down. That's all it tells you to do. And you have to figure out the proper things to be able to make this tree grow in the middle of it. And then to chop it down, obviously you hit the ball into it, but then it's got the sounds of the tree falling. And then when you see a tree actually fall on the table, like timber style, it's kind of a satisfying feeling. And then you do the objective and you can see how long you last, or you can just let it go down and go to the next stage and see what the next one brings you. it's a charming little game. It's not super realistic physics. It has that going for it as well with the Kirby pinball, right? Like a little floaty. The physics feel a little bit floatier, where like more modern pinball tables feel the ball has some weight to it. You don't have quite as much fidelity, but you don't need it. This isn't a game that you're doing, even though there is a score there. You're playing it just to see what the next stage is going to bring, and that's I think is really appealing.
Hence the adventure.
Yeah, it's really clever, and the demo is free. You can go check it out right now. That's where I did it. I played it, so it's on Steam. It's not playing anywhere, and I am playing it on Steam Deck. That's one thing that with a new game that's not out yet, you always want to know if it's compatible. I have not had any issues with it whatsoever. No hiccups, no frame rate. Works great, and it's just a charming little game. Again, Super Pinball Adventure on the Steam Deck.
Does it have a targeted release date or anything?
It does, and I'm going to vamp for a minute so I can I'm just going to talk about a little bit more about Super Pinball.
Are you? But yeah, you've got to be pretty excited to be getting to be known as a pinball guy amongst indie game development circles, right?
That does feel kind of cool. I feel like I'm slowly learning. I know like Doc Sampson in our community, he and I have been going back and forth trading pinball scores on Pinball FX. I found out that a good buddy of mine that I've been friends with for years is a massive pinball fanatic. So he gets off work about the same time I do on Fridays. So we're gonna hit up the same bar and go play some real pinball on Friday nights. I got my Friday nights figured out, man. I'm really excited about that. So the Steam says the release date of December 2025. So we just have like a window, like a month window at this point. But yeah, you can wish list it right now. Don't even know the price, but the demo is for sure free. So check that out. Super Pinball Adventure.
So Scott,
we gotta cut that because I can't talk about that game, so I gotta pre-record that one. Sorry, I should have told you beforehand.
Awkward. This is what live shows are all about.
Doing it live.
Aaron Play says, "Oh, this is the same team that did Ease in reference to Trails in the Sky. I love those games. I've never played Ease, but yes, this is the same people. They alternate between Ease and Trails. I think Ease is more of their gameplay focused one, and Trails is more of their story focused, as I understand it.
Yeah, and I love that pronounce it correctly
instead of yes.
No, I said wise the first time I saw it. I was like, that's clearly wise.
No, Ease. I can't. They're doing like a Switch 2 re-release of the latest Ease. It's a Switch 2 exclusive. Yeah, that might be. I feel like that might be when I finally have to get that Switch 2. Sounds like a perfect way in for me.
I like it. All right, well, moving on, we got a new Facebook member to say hello to. Again, facebook.com/groups/the GoCast. Rockford University Esports is officially a friend of the Gaming Outsider. In fact, we have partnered with them for R2V2 as well. They're going to be working in conjunction with us to run our tournaments, specifically Smash tournaments. It's going to be awesome. So welcome, Rockford University Esports. Don't forget, our Discord server is live and thriving, and check it out over there. And also, drop us a review. If you like the show and would like to let us know, you can do so on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. Drop us a review. It helps us out more than you know, and we would love to hear from you. Finally, our website is thegamingoutsider.com. There you can find all of our episodes if you don't like the podcast players, or all our written content, which includes news and reviews. And speaking of reviews, Mark's review of Particle Hearts is up now for you to listen to, and Rel's review of The Nightling, which, man, I'm really bummed I don't get to play that game right now because that game looks really great, and I recommend checking out Rel's review of that. And with that, it is time for us to talk about our From the Outside In topic. This week, I wanted to talk about something that our older listeners will probably remember, the peripheral from the 90s that allowed us to break our favorite video games by entering codes from a book. Although there were other iterations later on, the Game Genie popularized the idea. Now, I want to know, because we got a pretty big age gap between the three of us, did you guys grow up with the Game Genie? And if so, what platform did you play it on?
I'm sorry to disappoint you. I have no experience whatsoever with the Game Genie.
Seriously?
Yeah, 100%. Never touched a Game Genie. I don't even think I've ever seen one.
Really?
Maybe in passing at a used game store or something, but that was not. It was not. I think it was already gone, right? By the time I would have cared. Did they have a Game Genie on PS1 or anything?
I think it was Game Shark at that point, wasn't
it
it?
was Game Shark and Action Replay.
Right, but not Game Genie.
Yeah. I mean, we can talk about the Game Shark. It was not like...
Yeah, well, I know there's a question regarding it coming up. I don't want to break your format.
Yeah.
Let's hear your old timers talk about Game Genie first.
CB, how about you?
I had one for every console.
For every console? Do you still have them?
I still have every Game Genie, and yeah, they still work. Sometimes the codes don't work, though. I will say that.
Right.
So, yeah, dude, I love my Game Genie. The Nintendo one was always the weirdest one, though.
Why was it the weirdest one?
Because you had to end to end that's when you figured out you didn't actually have to push the game down to get the console to work.
I don't understand what you're saying.
So you know how you push the console, you enter, you push your game pack, not cartridge, game pack into the NES, and you know how you always pushed it down?
Yeah.
You didn't have to do that.
You didn't have to push it down? Oh, well, yeah, because that's how the Game Genie worked. So for people that don't know what we're talking about, the Game Genie was this, it was like giant, a third the size of a cartridge. The plastic piece of it, was it half?
It's half because that's the actual size of the Nintendo board. Because if you look at the Game Genie, it's the same size as a Famicom cart.
There you go. So you would attach your cartridge to this device. It had like a plastic thing, so that would make it easier for you to pull the game out, because if you just pulled on it, you could pull it off of the Game Genie, and then you have a Game Genie stuck in the console itself. But then you would stick this whole contraption into the front of your Nintendo or whatever console you were playing it on. And then before the game would boot up, it would bring up this menu screen and would ask you to enter a code. And the Game Genie that I had came with a code book. You would go look up whatever game you had and would have a list of codes and would tell you what that code would do. Might give you infinite lives, might make you invincible, might warp you ahead to a level or whatever. It was just
do some other really weird things.
Well, that was the thing, is people started experimenting and trying codes and then passing them around, and weird things were able to happen, and it was cool. So I actually have some information about this I wanted to share with you guys. At least I thought I did.
It's there.
Oh, you unhid it. Okay. So the device was invented in 1990 by Codemasters. And what's interesting is Nintendo sued them for copyright infringement, and the product was pulled from shelves in the US, but not in Canada. They kept it going in Canada. And in fact, all the advertisements, like in magazines and stuff for this thing, said on there, "Thank you, Canada." Literally had it on there, like, thanks for keeping this going.
So made by Codemasters, which was a UK company,
right?
But in the US, it was actually released by
Galoob,
who made Micro Machines.
Yeah, because I remember they always said that the Micro Machines guy, the fast talking guy in the commercials.
Yep,
by Galoob.
And then in Canada, it was Camerica.
Yep. Kind of crazy. So what's interesting, Nintendo eventually lost that suit, because the courts decided that using a Game Genie was no different from, quote, skipping chapters in a book, or, quote, fast forwarding through a purchased movie. What I find interesting is Nintendo's case was that in order to make this Game Genie work, it was actually rewriting the code of these games. Like, you entering that code into the Game Genie was taking it and changing the code that they made in these games, and Nintendo didn't like that because you were messing with their game. They probably were. This had to have been after the whole Tengen thing, right, CB?
Well, it was around the same time. It wasn't just the fact that you were changing the code; it was you were bypassing their proprietary lockout chip,
right?
Because Codemasters infamously got sued in the UK because if you remember, a lot of their cartridges were, you actually got me some of them.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
So those were made by the same company, where they was basically just like you had to dock a legitimate NES cart into them to get them to work. So those carts look exactly like the Game Genie.
Oh, like the one that there's a Super Nintendo one that's like a Doom game, but it's got a
Super Noah's Ark 3D.
Super Noah's Ark 3D. It's Doom, but you're playing as Noah running around collecting animals.
Yep, made by Wisdom Tree.
Wisdom Tree with Bible Adventures and
King of Kings,
something, Exodus or something.
Yep, Exodus, The Promised Land.
Oh, man. So anyway, moving on. So Nintendo lost that suit, but the thing wound up selling 5 million Game Genies just for the NES alone. They obviously did other consoles as well. But the Game Genie could actually damage your Nintendo console. You know, the 72-pin connectors, if you pushed it in there too many times, you could actually damage those and force you to actually have to keep the Game Genie in there all the time in order to play your console, or replace the pin connectors, which, you know, was a cost, and none of us knew how to do that when we were little kids. So
you cheated at your own risk.
Yeah, pretty much.
You only cheated yourself by using the Game Genie.
There was a well-known joke code for the NES Game Genie. The code was IKAAAE, and it was believed, I think, that this was going to be it was a question as to whether this was intentional or not. But it would either do small or big glitches, modify the games, make the controls not work, crash the game, whatever. It was well known, since it does basically the same thing to almost every NES game, but especially Super Mario Brothers, which everybody had that game and could try it out. Apparently, the code "dead" on Game Gear would cause the screen to move up and down, like kind of just jiggle up and down. So people think that one was intentional. And there was also an emulator that allowed you to create your own Game Genie codes, so you could actually kind of do some hacking yourself. So, man, the Game Genie was a thing for me in the 90s. It was so cool. Jack, I know you didn't have one, but CB, I think you and I both had a lot of fun with it. Did you have any favorite memories using it, or any codes that you remember?
Dude, I swear I never left the house because I had, not just for the NES, but I had my one for the Game Boy, which made your Game Boy gigantic.
Dude, I had the Game Boy when it had a teeny tiny little book in the back of it.
Yep. The Game Gear one did too.
Yeah.
But yeah, the problem is, like, the handheld versions, it just made it so stupidly huge. It almost doubled the size of the Game Boy.
Well, have you ever seen the dude that decked out a Game Boy with every peripheral at once, like the Light Boy and the speakers and the battery pack and the
not just the Light Boy, the one, there's the one that has like the fold out speakers. Yeah. I want to find that peripheral, by the way. So
go with the speakers.
It's got the magnifying glass with the light and the speakers, and then makes it so it has like a joystick. But yeah, I remember using the Game Boy one a lot. The Game Gear one, mine didn't work all that well.
Oh, really?
No. The NES one, as a kid, I didn't learn the Contra code till like later. So I used the Game Genie as the Contra code.
How did you not know the Contra code? Everybody passed it on the playground when we were kids, man. I guess you're a little younger than me, right?
I'm almost the same age as you.
Why do I always think you're younger than me?
I am younger than you, but only by like a year.
Fair enough.
I thought you were closer to my age than Scott's.
No, I am over 40.
Man. Sorry, Scott.
But the thing was, when I didn't get a Nintendo until about halfway through its life cycle. I had an Atari. I had an Atari 2600 and an Apple IIe.
Oh, okay.
So I started out as a an Apple kid, and that was the last Apple product I ever owned other than an iPod. So,
and now you hate Apple.
I despise Apple. But I always found it funny, like, to make the true Tower of Power for the Sega Genesis, you had to have the Game Genie.
Oh, there you go.
Because you put the Game Genie, and then you put Sonic and Knuckles on top of that, and then you flip that open to put the next cart.
Only a cheater's Tower of Power.
So, but yeah, I loved the Game Genie. It definitely feels like something from a like one of those pinnacles of the bygone era of gaming. Because everybody had a Game Genie, I swear. In that time,
it really felt like it, and it was so much fun. It was because we talk all the time about like kid versions of water cool moments were at the playground, right? When you like shared secrets and stuff, and it was
like, next to the slide, you were like
passing
you're not
codes.
Gonna believe what I did.
Yeah, it was just, and that was the fun of it, and that's actually my biggest experience. Is it was extending the life of games, because we had all these games. Some of them, by the time the Game Genie came out, we'd had these games for a while, right?
Oh, yeah.
The Game Genie allowed us to play around with these games and do something different with them that we hadn't done before. Like make your character double jump, or make your character just be able to jump super high in a game that you normally couldn't. We've already
P-Wing.
Right. Things like that just made it fun to experience the game and just break the game and have some fun with it. Or
those games that you couldn't get past.
That's my next thing. That's the only reason I saw any of the later stages in Battletoads, because I was not getting past that ice stage in Battletoads. After the speeder bikes, if you got past that, which I was able to,
speeder bikes, and then the snake stage.
That was later. That was like there was a stage before the snakes. It was ice. And you're right. Yeah, the snakes were right after the ice stage.
Yeah,
and I could never get past the snakes. That was like virtually impossible when I was a kid. So the only reason I saw the later stages was because the Game Genie lets you like start at level 6 or whatever. And that game is also brutal with continues. Like if you ran out of continues, you had to start the entire game over
all the way
again,
back to the start,
all the way to the beginning. So there was no way to do that. So for sure, that was what I did. Absolutely. Let's see here.
Aaron Builds writes that y'all were passing around cheat codes on the playground where you're bringing Beyblades and battle stadiums. Sir, at the time when I was on the playground, it was Magic the Gathering, because this was the pre-Pokemon era.
I was gonna say it was Yu-Gi-Oh for us.
Yeah, so like I actually remember when Pokemon launched, which is wild.
I remember getting the Burger King gold card thing.
Oh, dude, there's like one over here gold on my shelf still. The Burger King gold cards that came in a big Pokeball. You push it open, it was a gold-plated Pokemon card.
You never got one of these? You didn't go get your Happy Meal with your gold.
Oh, dude, now I got
kids meal or whatever they call it in Burger King.
No,
I think it's actually over on the shelf underneath my Pops. Yeah, I'll show it to you later, Scott.
My Happy Meal
in the Charizard one.
My Happy Meal experience was when they did Super Mario 3, and they had like the little Mario with a raccoon tail that had a spring-loaded suction cup on the bottom of it. That was the coolest thing when I was a kid.
Or the Koopa with like the little air hose to it, and you squeezed it and it like hopped.
Yeah. You just like kind of squeeze it, and they had a little hose that would go to it and make him hop back. Yeah. Those were man, I wanted those so bad when I was a kid. I was obsessed with Mario 3. It was awesome. The other ones were, like you said, games that were too difficult. I don't know why it stuck out to me, because I think I rented these games. But Roadrunner on the NES, which if I remember correctly was a black cartridge, like a Tengen cartridge.
Yes.
And then there was a game based on Yo Noid.
Yep.
The Domino's pizza mascot, the little red guy with the floppy ears.
Oh, dude, the Nintendo was all about the cross marketing.
Some of them were good.
Yo-Noid. Spot
was basically Othello.
Yeah.
And then MC Kids.
Yep, MC Kids.
There wasn't a Burger King one.
So was the Roadrunner one based on a Looney Tune?
Yep.
Yes, Roadrunner. Like it was, you were playing as the Roadrunner, escaping from Wile E. Coyote, and like finding ways for him to get destroyed while you're running and eating bird seed along the way. But it was tough. It was really, really hard. And I remember I did not like that game, but the Game Genie made that game fun. So that was an example of
Super Nintendo, we had Chester Cheetah. So we had Cheetos games.
You just want to do a whole episode on mascots and video games?
Oh, dude, I would gladly, because there's some deep cuts I can pull.
I believe it.
We'll talk about Pepsi Man.
I was gonna say Pepsi Man. All right, that's more my era.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a Chex Mix?
Yep, Chex Quest.
Yeah.
Like,
Isn't it like as a Doom
clone?
thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah. That's so weird.
Hell yeah.
All right, dude, Zach.
It's a big rabbit hole we'll go down on that one.
That was Game Genie was just like, it was so cool. Even the logo, it was like
the like ripped dude in red with like the purple background and the lightning.
He's holding up two hands to hold up the Game Genie logo, and he just looked cool. And the book was like this massive thing, and it was before the internet, and you couldn't just go look up codes. I actually, like, to prep for the show, there's like a website that has all of them. You just click on the name of the game, and you can go see whatever you want to do in the game. It's awesome.
One of our members, Scott Ashcraft, actually made one that compiled all the known Game Gear codes.
Oh wow!
For Game Genie, and he put out a little book. I have one.
So let's go back, and I want to remember, because I know it's Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis
Genie
had one.
Oh yeah, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Game Boy, Game Gear. The Sega Genesis one worked for the 32X as well as Sega CD. And then, like, all the disc-based systems, it switched over to the other ones, the Action Replay and Game Shark. So it's basically like the because they didn't do one for Master System. I don't think there was one for TurboGrafx. God, can you imagine if somebody made a Game Gear for the Neo Geo? Just this giant, like, 10-pound Game Genie.
That would be pretty nuts. Well, Zach, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you had zero experience with the Game Genie, but
it's fun. Yeah, it's good to be regaled with these old man tales.
I mean,
back in my day.
It was so much fun, dude. It was just a way to breathe life back into your collection, and like feel like you were, it forced you to go back to your collection and try to play them again. Made you remember how much you liked that older game, but also just allow you to do different things with it. And it was a blast. But even though you didn't have any experience with Game Genie, it sounds like you have experience with some of the later ones, like Game Shark.
I have a mild experience with Game Shark on PS1. My cousin Rhino used to use it for World's Scariest Police Chases. I remember, because he didn't want to have to.
Rhino.
Sorry, Ryan. His name is Ryan, but we called him Rhino. So it's
okay.
Just, I don't even think about it. Sorry. But he for World's Scariest Police Chases, he like refused to play that game without booting up the Game Shark first, because he didn't want to have to unlock all of the levels himself.
Oh, is it like a game if you turned it off, you didn't?
No, I think it had a memory. Obviously, it was PS1, right? It would have saved. He just didn't want to bother, I guess.
Some of those some of the versions of the Game Shark were weird.
Yeah.
Like I have one, like, you had to plug it into the back of the serial port, but then, like, you'd start the game would spin up, you would open up the tray, put the Game Shark disc in, and then save whatever code to the memory card, pop it out, and put the game back in.
Yeah, I feel like I remember you have to put the Game Shark disc in, then you put in your code, and then you have to, like, without turning the PlayStation off, change the disc to the game you wanted to play or whatever.
Yeah,
or something like that.
It was like, and I think that was the problem, is like once it moved to like disc-based stuff, it got so complicated that's when like soft modding or just straight up modding systems started.
I remember how nerve-wracking it was to stop a spinning disc or to open a console with a disc in it. Like, it just felt wrong.
When you opened it up and it had the warning, like, inside is a laser, like, you're gonna lose your eyesight.
Yeah, right. We were all like, we're gonna die.
I feel like, open heart surgery, like you're watching the beating heart of the console right there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
felt a little intimidating. And then I remember once using a Game Shark on Final Fantasy IX because it was after I had gotten or my mom's house got robbed, so I had to kind of restart Final Fantasy IX. And I
Oh,
remember my dad getting being bewilderingly mad at me for cheating at this video game to the
you're
point to the level of anger, red-faced anger, where my grandpa, who was over, had to like step in and be like, "Dude, you need to calm down."
like your actual father, not your
Yeah.
stepdad.
No, my actual father. It was a
Wow.
truly, truly bizarre situation, but I'll never forget it because I'm like, wow, this guy really hates cheating, I guess.
But
Like it
did you
was
explain the situation that I just put like 40 hours in this game?
my grandpa reminded him, like, hey, he just got robbed. He's just trying to get back to where he was, man. It was so weird, but I'll never forget it. I get as clear as day that memory because it's so bizarre.
Wow.
Why did
It's
you
like,
care that much, man?
I know your dad personally. I'm gonna ask him about this.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll remember it entirely differently.
it's so weird, like too, when you think about it, like we had to use a Game Genie to enter these codes, and now like so many of the codes are just built into the game.
Yeah,
Or
that's
certain
true. Yeah.
games, it's like, oh, you've played this long enough, like you've achieved this achievement, it unlocks this cheat code.
Huh.
It's so wild, like how far things have come for that. Like you used to feel like, oh, I'm doing something forbidden. Look at me go. And now they're
That was
like,
probably part of it. Is that we felt like we were rebels, right? Like we're doing
Right,
something we're not
oh
supposed
yeah.
to.
you felt like the crew on the Nebuchadnezzar.
Yeah, and now they're just like, yeah, like you can just turn the cheats on whenever you want.
Man, I miss cheat codes. Like
Well, you can't turn the cheats on whatever you want. Now you got to pay $4.99.
yeah, exactly.
For some games, yes.
Man, I'd be curious to see if there are any modern games that you actually use a cheat code.
Oh, speaking of, I know
Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Well, that's not modern. That's a remake of a PS1 game.
But I mean, they remastered it. It's modern-ish.
Oh, this guy.
sidebar. I know neither of you are watching football probably right now, but do you remember like playing NFL Blitz back in the day, and there was one of the cheat codes for the big head mode?
Oh yeah,
So
big head mode, run fast mode.
right, but the one that stands out to me is the big head mode, and I was reminded of it yesterday when I was watching the Packers game, and one of the Packers players has one of those concussion protocol helmets that are so large that it looks like he's in big head mode when he's on the screen. Like, dude, you got to go look at this thing. It's comically large. Like it's his helmet to protect his head for concussion. It's really, really funny. But anyway, that's what we thought of the Game Genie. Let's see who else is about to retire. Over on Facebook, Andrew Jack says, I got the Game Shark for the N64 so I could play cage matches in WrestleMania 2000. That one had the ability to plug into a computer, but I didn't have one, so I had to put in all the codes manually. Man, I've never played a wrestling game except for the ones in the arcade, but you couldn't do cage matches? That sounds like a straight up mod. That's not even like we're going to let you skip some levels or give you some extra lives.
That was another thing that was like some of the Game Genies or like Action Replay or Game Shark unlocked stuff that like wasn't fully completed in the game.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Like, wouldn't the cage have to be in the codes file, the game's file somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, if I remember correctly, that's originally how Coffee Talk was found.
Hot coffee.
Hot Coffee.
Okay, I was going to say that's a game Jack reviewed for us.
For some reason, like, Coffee Talk got stuck in my brain, but that's how the hot coffee mod was found. Was somebody was like using a Game Shark or something and going through the lines of, because some of them, like if you hooked it up to your computer, you could go through code line. Which is one of the reasons why I'm like, Panzer Dragoon Saga, you should be able to go through and look at the actual coding and just rebuild it. Just get a Game Shark. Do it.
Remember how much the news freaked out about that hot coffee mod? And like no kid was going to be able to access it. Right? It was not like available to the public, but they just ran with it. And like by today's standards, that was pretty
tame. That's so tame.
I mean, dude, I don't know. The news was wild back then. I remember Fox News called the first Mass Effect a hardcore rape simulator.
Yeah. Because you could have sex with an alien or something.
Because you could have consensual clothed sex with an alien, and that's how they took it, I guess.
Yeah, I remember watching that.
They just be saying stuff on the news, man.
Remember the no Russian, like how big that got.
That I mean, that was I couldn't do it, by the way.
Oh, I did.
I couldn't do it.
You had to do it for your country, Scott, for the nation.
Couldn't do it.
But the no Russian one, and then there was another one that but it was also the commercial for I think it was Dead Space, where they had all the grannies watching.
Oh, Dead Space 2,
yeah, and they're like, this game is so violent. Why would kids play this? They're gonna hurt people.
That was the same weird EA era where they had to hire protesters to protest Dante's Inferno because no one actually cared.
Yeah,
because they wanted the controversy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. When you look at the hot coffee mod and then like look at games like Catherine, I'm like,
yeah,
this game is so not the same ballpark.
Man, that game is messed up. Zach, you want to read the next comment?
Sure. Jumping over to Twitter, and Indian Nation writes in, "Oh my gosh, I still have my Game Genie code book. I had the Game Boy version as well, which held a mini book in the back so you could carry it with you. You guys talked about that. I always thought it was doing something illegal when entering codes. The black screen with big blocky letters creeped me out."
Yeah, we didn't talk about that. Like the letters were like Atari style letters.
Yeah.
I really missed out on this hacker era that you guys lived in.
The cursor, like to move around to pick the letters to enter the code, was like this spinning thing. So it was like it would move to the next thing and it would just spin and then spin. It was like just go look up a Game Genie boot screen or whatever, like NES boot screen, and the book for the Game Boy, by the way, because the
microscopic.
It seriously was like 1.5 inches tall. It was so tiny you had to like you could only have kid eyes and read that book. But the Game Genie for the Game Boy slid into the back of it and fit on the top of it, right? And then the back of it had a little compartment that you would open up and stick the book in there. That's how small the book was. It would fit in the back of a Game Boy, and then you flip it closed, and it had a little button that would close it. And so like you would carry around that book with you. It was awesome.
The other thing I'm going to bring up before we move on is so the Game Genie, you just had the Game Genie. If new games came out, you had to buy newer versions of the book to get the codes.
Oh yeah, because you couldn't. Or there was no internet.
Some magazines.
So you can go to cheatcodecentral.com and find out.
But the Game Shark, they did whole new versions, so you had to rebuy it to get the disc with like new codes on it.
Man, it's almost like buying a new game, or probably had a bunch of codes for a bunch of different games.
Dude, I bought my Game Sharks from Comp USA,
and you didn't know like they probably thought of it as a marketing tactic, right? Because if you bought it for a game that you owned, and then you saw codes on there for other games that you didn't own, you might be more apt to go buy those games.
Well, the problem is with a lot of them, because it came sealed. Sometimes your game was not in that version.
Oh, okay.
Or like you would buy like the newest game gear, or the newest Game Genie, because like sometimes they would do like revisions for like the little books and everything. And you would buy it, and again, your game wouldn't be in there. So then you had to go back to the store to buy the book to supplement in.
It's brilliant. They made a ton of money doing it too.
Oh, yeah.
What were they, like $30-$40 or something like that?
I think they were like $49.95.
Were they really?
No way, dude. That's so expensive. That can't be right.
The funny thing is,
man,
I'm really tempted to do this while somebody reads the next comment, but I can walk right across the room and grab my 1992 Sears catalog that has.
Before you do that, why don't you read the next comment, because you're up.
I'm going to. Next up, we have Jeremy, Jer4545 on Twitter. I remember having a Game Genie for my Game Boy. I enjoyed it for a bit, but I found it kind of ruined the games for me. I sold it to a buddy after a bit.
Yeah, I mean, that was the point. That's why it was for me. It was a way to, they called it a game enhancer. That was like the slogan, right? The video game enhancer.
It unlocks your game.
Right. So, and I took that literally. Like it was to extend the life of my games because we didn't have unlimited resources like we did. So it always made those games last longer.
You guys didn't have season passes back then?
No, did not have season passes. All right. And we got another one. Last one is over on Fuse. Mark Szymanski says, I could have sworn I used a Game Genie for Track and Field 2 on the NES. It might have been a different button mashing game. Just hold the button instead of fast tapping. Definitely use it for infinite missiles or no damage on Top Gun, though. Yeah, except that wasn't the hard part about Top Gun. It was landing the freaking plane on the aircraft carrier.
Until you knew how to do it.
Yeah.
Once you knew how to land the plane, it was easy.
Yeah. I didn't realize Game Genie did the turbo, though. I always did that with a controller. I don't remember that doing that.
But remember, you could only do the turbo if you had a turbo controller.
No, he's saying that he said he used the Game Genie to allow him to do that.
Yeah, because you could just override for like a button and make it a turbo button. But they had the controllers where like you could just flip that little switch.
No, I know. But if you didn't have the controller, the Game Genie allowed you to do that, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it just basically makes it so it's like quad hit.
Holy cow. The number of hours I put into Track and Field 2 as a kid, like that was a massive game at my house. Even my mom played that game. The kayaking, the archery,
Taekwondo.
Did you play
with or without the pad?
That one you couldn't play with the pad. It was World Class Track Meet was the pad. Track and Field 2.
Track and Field you could play with the pad as well.
No, there was no. I don't know what you would do with the pad. There was no running. I don't think in that one.
Well, remember the pad has two sides. On the one side, it's the like typical numbers. The other side, it's basically just a giant controller.
I have to go look at the back of my power pad. I haven't looked at that in a minute.
Scott's like, yeah, I haven't touched this thing in a while.
Maybe I'm wrong. I'm going to look that up when we're done here.
By the way, launch price of the Game Genie was $29.99.
Oh, I was right.
So, yep, you were right.
Look at that. Look at that. All right. That was a fun topic. Thanks for going down memory lane with me, guys. Next week's topic is yet to be determined, so stay tuned on the socials for next week's topic. We would love to hear from you guys. But that's going to do it for this week's The Gaming Outsider. Thanks so much for listening. The episode was produced by Kevin Honigford. All the music you hear is written and performed by Grant Henry of Stemage and Metroid Metal. His website, as always, is stemagemusic.com. Please be sure to email us if you have any questions or concerns. Our address is feedback@thegamingoutsider.com. Zach, any parting words or recommendations for our listeners?
Yeah, man, I rewatched the first Guy Ritchie Sherlock Holmes movie.
Oh, yeah? I haven't watched that in a while.
That movie's a blast. That movie's great. Holds up. Excellent chemistry between Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law. Crazy
Rachel McAdams in that?
She is, yeah, as Irene Adler. Mm-hmm. Mark Strong's the bad guy.
Oh, such a good bad guy.
Who played Watson's fiance?
I can't remember her name. She plays Beth on Yellowstone.
Yes.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, great movies. Talk about another thing that COVID ruined, because that Sherlock Holmes 3 movie was set to film, and then COVID pushed it back, and we still don't have it. So that sucks. Because yeah, great, yeah. I can't. It's funny that Guy Ritchie, a British director, cast an American dude to play a British icon.
Yeah, I remember really liking him in that role, though.
He's great.
I remember specifically, like when he would get into a fight or whatever, he would like narrate what he was going to do before he did it, and they did it in this like super slow motion, and then they did everything in full speed. Oh, that was so cool.
And then
both those movies are fantastic.
It's awesome. The showdown with Moriarty, where they do it to like they have the slow motion narrating like fist fight over each other. There's like 4 or 5 back and forth slow motion things as they're both like thinking through how they would outsmart the other. It's pretty good. Good Moriarty in those movies as well. I forgot how much the first movie teases up Moriarty being the bad guy in the next one, though. I was a little surprised.
Do you know, is that streaming anywhere? I would like to go back and
they're both on Netflix right now.
I got to re-up because I need to do my rewatch of Stranger Things before the final season comes. And I was using my brother's code. My brother shared his Netflix code with me. Lo and behold, you are not in the household. You can't use this.
Yeah, I had a similar situation. I understand.
Yeah, so that is a bummer. CB, I already know what you're going to talk about.
Alien Earth, baby.
I am.
I am
behind.
Dude, it just keeps. So wait, you didn't watch last week?
I didn't. I watched the first three, and I haven't watched since.
Oh, you're an idiot.
Okay, that's a little harsh. He's only missing 2 episodes, man.
Doesn't matter.
Did you eat any shrimp this week?
The radioactive
you might turn into an alien.
Oh, the radioactive shrimp out there.
Radioactive shrimp. You could turn you into an alien. Didn't hear about that?
I mean, CB's right. Alien Earth's great.
Yeah.
That last week's episode is
an alien.
Dude,
movie.
It was so good.
Just a little mini movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's an hour-long alien movie that I was not expecting, and it's so good.
They still doing a metal song in the closing credits of every episode?
Smashing Pumpkins was one of them.
Yeah. I just love that. It's a very eclectic choice of music selections that you don't normally hear.
I love the opening overture theme, because it's like the mix of a song plus the alien theme from dude, it's so good. And it keeps getting better. I was surprised and shocked with a couple of things from this last episode. I'm literally chomping at the bit, because I'm like, okay, sweet, we are 24 hours from the next episode. I literally have a countdown timer on the face of my phone.
That's hilarious.
I have, dude, Noah Hawley for right now for me can do no wrong with this franchise.
I mean, both Alien and Predator are doing so well right now.
I know. I actually just was talking with somebody. They're like, they were talking about Predator, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I saw Killer of Killers." I'm like, "Did you watch it again?" And they're like, "No." And I'm like,
"Yeah,
cool,
you gotta see that extra 1 second of footage, man. You better watch it again."
Yeah, but it actually changes a couple things, and it's like, okay, cool. Now these are canon in this universe. But yeah, I'm super excited for the direction that this is headed.
Is that one out yet? The Dan Trachtenberg one? Is that out now?
Killer of Killers? Yeah.
It was an animated
not
movie.
Badlands. The animated movie's out, but Predator Badlands doesn't come out till November.
Oh, okay. I'm pretty excited for that one.
Looks awesome.
I'm cautiously optimistic for it.
I'm full blown optimistic.
Prey
was incredible, dude.
Prey was incredible. I don't want to see a backslide. We're moving in the right direction, and then we have the Predator again. So
let's keep Shane Black away.
Yes,
let's stick to crime movies, Shane.
Yes, but I'm a little saddened over the fact that there's only 3 episodes left for this season of Alien Earth, because I'm like, there's so much to do, and I want to see where the cliffhanger is going to be.
It's only 8, not 10?
It's only 8.
You never know what you're getting with shows anymore.
I know, right? It used to be 13 was a standard, and then 24 came out and was like, well, we're going to do 24 now.
Hell yeah.
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 My wife is still watching 24, by the way.
So good. Who could blame her?
It sounds ridiculous in the background, man. Like when you're not watching it.
She's watching the Jack Bauer Power Hour, son.
Speaking of which, so everybody knows I'm on Alien Earth. I barreled through The Pit.
Oh yeah, I've heard that's really good. Nothing but good about that show.
My God, is it phenomenal television?
It's 24 in a hospital.
Yes,
it's one day.
Yeah,
they literally do that thing.
A season is just one day.
Each episode is 1 hour of a day at the hospital.
So I watched. And every 12 minutes, do they have a perfectly timed cliffhanger for an ad break?
Yeah, pretty much.
That was one of the joys of 24.
But
I guess
I saw
that sound, even just her watching it, dude.
It's a great sound. Iconic sound.
But I saw that, and then I went and I met the cast of the Mighty Ducks. And hang on. Connie from the Mighty Ducks is in The Pit.
Oh, okay.
So I saw that, and I was apparently the only person all day that was just like, thanks for recognizing me.
Aw.
So that was
pretty cool.
That was a lot of fun. You would have had fun there, Scott, at that meet and greet.
I'll bet.
Because the kid who plays Lester Averman still acts like that to this day.
Is he the big kid? Like the bully?
No, he's the like snarky kid.
Oh, okay.
You're okay.
It's been a minute since I've seen Mighty Ducks, dude.
Red hair, like
Okay.
just constantly making jokes and cracking jokes.
Gotcha. I got a recommendation too. I've actually recommended this before, but things have escalated. I'm going to recommend a coffee, that fire department coffee. I've recommended on the show before.
You're a better salesman than your wife.
I am
Just chilling coffee,
dude. It's so good. I told you already. My wife works for the company now, right?
Mm-hmm. You should ship me some.
I will ship you some, dude. You want espresso?
He shipped your coffee.
My favorite espresso
is.
from them is the one that's got Cthulhu on the cover. It's called Shell Shock.
The toasted s'mores one.
That's just regular coffee. That if he's an espresso, he's going to want the espresso. Although I talked to one of the owners at this event yesterday, and he said that their roaster, he went to his roaster and said, which is your favorite espresso that we do? And he legitimately said just like the original. There's like the original roast. It's a medium roast. He said that's his favorite espresso, and I have not tried that one yet. So it's up to you if you want me to do that or the Cthulhu one that I really like a lot.
You send me whatever's best. PR, man.
All right. Anyway, check it out. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier when we mentioned Fire Department Coffee, but I did. Did I mention the commercial? Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I'm very excited for her. It's really, really cool. And I'm it's so bad that I'm like still going through my Italy coffee that I got when I was overseas, and I'm like, I've got this coffee from another country, and you know, coffee, it has a shelf date, right? You have to kind of go through it in a timely manner. So I have to get through my Italy coffee before I can go back to Fire Department coffee. That's how much I like it. So anyway, check it out. It's everywhere now. Walmart, Meijer. I think Tim Pollen in our community said he got it on Amazon, so you can go buy some. And they got all kinds of crazy flavors for drip coffee too that I haven't tried yet. It's like a bourbon, I don't know, something with marshmallow. It's really good. So I'm stoked. I can't
Do they bring the fire?
God, what's it? Something 5. It was
Devil
5. Devil May Cry 5. I was gonna say Dead or Alive 5. That's not it. All right. Until next week, I'm Scott Clark with Zach Parkerson and Chris Behrensmeyer, and we are the Gaming Outsider. Remember, there's no such thing as a bad game, just games that aren't for you.